Jay, hello. Jay, are you there? Hello. Abhijit Pagare. Abhijit, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Arshad, will you please tell me why the people are not joining? Only 10 people have joined. Any ongoing schedule from the department?
No, sir, maybe actually some of the students are there in the college, maybe that's why the strength is low.
Actually, someone is saying my voice is very low. Is it so, Arshad?
No, sir, it is
Comparatively, yes,
sounding
sir, it
like.
is a bit low.
Just check it now. The same?
Yes, sir, it's fine now, I guess.
Same or need to improve again?
No, sir, this is audible. Yes, thank
Just a minute, let me switch off the fans. Maybe because of fans. Check it now. Okay. So we have started with the Z transform already. Let me, uh, with the definition and the properties we have discussed about the Z transform. Right? I hope the board is visible. Right. So we have discussed about the Z transform. So we have started with the first of all sequences which can be represented by the arrow represented or the general representation of sequence. Is it visible? Visible?
Yes, sir.
Where the Z transform of such sequences will be equal to the transform of f of k is what? It is infinite summation f of k z raised to minus k. The k varies from minus infinity to infinity. Right? So we have discussed several properties of this Z transform where this Z transform is exists only for the right hand side series is exist means what? It must be convergent. Right? So we have actually correlated all those series to the geometric series and the criteria for the existence or the convergence of geometric series we have applied this right. So this we are denoted by capital F of Z, that is capital function of Z. Okay. With the help of this basic definition, we have discussed several properties like Z transform of the first property is change of scale property, right? Change of scale property. Then the second property was what was that? First was I think linearity check. Second is change of scale property. Then shifting properties, right? Shifting properties. We have discussed in two parts: shifting property for both-sided sequence and shifting properties for one-sided sequence, like causal sequence, right? Then the next property we have discussed as the transform of multiplication by power of k. The transform of, for example, k f of k kind of sequences we have discussed. Then fourth property as a division by power of k we have discussed, that is the transform f of k by k or k square or k cube. Here k square f of k f of k like this, and so on. So what is there on the right hand side? In case of multiplication by power of k, we are having minus z to the power n, right? K, if it is k raised to nf, so that will be minus z to the power n, nth derivative of f of z with this, right? And if it is division by power of k, then that much number of times we are integrating on the right hand side. That means number of times we are integrating to what? Z raised to minus 1 f of z. है ना? And integration from z to infinity if you remember. Z to infinity. Is it so? Hello? Yes? Someone please reply. Yes. We have discussed all these properties and even few more properties we have discussed related to initial value theorem. Initial value is 0 and final value is infinity. So we have evaluated the limit at z tends to 0 and limit at z tends to infinity. Then that is initial and final value theorem. Then we have discussed about the Z transform of convolution, where the convolution of two functions. Suppose if we have f of k and g of k are the two functions. Then the convolution we have defined to be f of k star g of k, and that is star. This is not multiplication. This is the notation for convolution. Convolution of actually the word meaning of convolution is mixing. So that mixing is defined mathematically. How that defined mathematically? F of k star g of k is integration from 0 to t. That is any variable or we can say parameter 0 to t. F of u g of t minus u v. This is the definition of convolution. Okay? And this can be written as integration from 0 to t g of u f of t minus u v. This also can be written. Both are one and the same. Okay, but remember, as we can write this integral as this. This is nothing but what? G of k star f of k. So what does it mean? F star g is equal to g star f. So what is property is? What is the name of this property? F star g equal to g star f. Do you know? Commutativity, right? Exactly. This is the commutativity property. That means what? Convolution is commutative. Convolution is commutative. And here our property is Z transform of that convolution. That is Z transform of f of k star g of k. That means what? We are actually finding the Z transform of this integration or this integration. And how do we find? Don't need to calculate even with the help of theorems also, whatever we have seen. We just have to recall this convolution theorem, what it says. Z transform of convolution is the product of Z transforms. What is the Z transform of f of k? It is function of Z. And what is the Z transform of g of k? It is capital G of Z. So the product will be the Z transform of convolution. Right? So then later we have discussed few examples. In general examples we have discussed actually. Okay. So for example, what is the transform of a to the power k? What is the transform of a raised to k we have discussed? Suppose if I consider one-sided sequence, k is greater than or equal to 0. So how do we calculate? Actually, we have discussed this in the last lecture. Can you recall that? The transform of a raised to k? With the help of basic definition, what the definition says, the transform of any function of k will be equals to what? Infinite summation. So let us write that. The transform of a raised to k will be equals to summation f of k, that is a raised to k, z raised to minus k. And k varies from where to where? According to this, k varies from k is given with positive. So it can be in this series that is a is raised to minus 1 to the power k and k varies from 0 to infinity. So if you vary the value of k, for k equal to 0, a is raised to minus 1 to the power 0 plus a is raised to minus 1 to the power 1 plus a is raised to minus 1 to the power 2 plus and so on. So what is something raised to 0? 1 plus a z raised to minus 1 plus a z raised to minus 1 square plus and so on. So as we have discussed, this is a geometric series and that will converge to what? Its limit point. It can only, this geometric series will converge to its limit point. It can only quote mod of common ratio is less than 1. No one is interested to reply. Anyways, so this is geometric series and that will converge to first term upon 1 minus common ratio. What's common ratio here? A is raised to minus 1 is and only mod of common ratio that is raised to minus 1 less than 1. So if you simplify this, that will be equals to z upon z minus a with the modified other, that is mod of a by z less than 2. So therefore finally required to be a transient f of z equal to z upon z minus a with mod z greater than mod. Is this clear to everyone? So the examples can be asked directly on this property or with the help of this property. In MCQ, the question is like this: is a transform say 1 by 4 raised to b. So what is the transform 1 by 4 raised to b? It is z upon z minus 1 by 4 or mod of z greater than 1 by 4. Mod of 1 by 4 is 1. Right? So the option may not be this, that will be the simplified option, that is 4z upon 4z minus 1 with mod z. Is this clear? Everyone please do reply in chat box. This will represent what? Exterior of the circle. Right? Exterior of the circle with radius 1 by 4 and what is center? Center will be 0. Clear? So let us find the transform of some standard functions. This is just an example I have considered. We already have discussed this. Even we have considered the sequence for negative parts, right? And even we have considered the sequence for both sides. So in that we have break the summation, this summation for negative as well as positive, and we have converted those negatives to positive by considering k to be minus n like this. I hope you remember this. Now let us use the definition to find the Z transform some standard sequences. Please try to get the basic things because you are going to apply the Z transform. So the first function as a unit impulse function. What is the definition of unit impulse function? Do you know in fact unit impulse function? Impulse. Yes, hello. Someone please tell me the definition of unit impulse function. Kunjan? Hello, Kunjan, are you there? Mr. Kunjan, are you there? Aditya Deshmukh? आपको एक है, right?
Sir, we haven't heard of, like, we might know the function, but we haven't heard of the name in particular.
Impulse function, you don't know. Okay, so you can reply at least like this. See, we haven't heard, we don't know. But anyways, impulse is just like a pulse, right? Have you seen at least pulse?
Yes.
So, what is the graph of pulse? Or what it indicates? A single pulse. Somewhere will be having a constant signal, and immediately will be a pulse like this, and immediately will be zero, right? Or like this, right? Is it like this? A pulse function, impulse function. So this is actually a point of discontinuity. That is what we mean impulse function. We can denote it by delta k, and that is equals to 1 when k equal to 0 and 0 otherwise, that is k non. Check. This is actually the unit impulse function. We are going to use this. Maybe this is as this is the third semester, you might have not used and not heard the unit impulse, but you are going to use this.
Sir,
Yes.
so you are in which classroom?
Which classroom number?
Yes, sir.
518.
518, sir. Right. So can you apply the definition of Z transform onto this function, unit impulse function? What is the basic definition of Z transform? It says Z transform f of k will be equals to infinite summation f of k z raised to minus, and that k varies from minus infinity to infinity. So if I want to apply Z transform definition over this unit impulse function, then Z transform delta k will be what? That will be a summation delta k z raised to minus k, and k varies from minus infinity to infinity. Right? So as the function is defined in two parts, we'll have to break the summation or the interval into two parts. Or instead of splitting this summation, we can directly write some terms of the sequence. Right? So Z transform delta k will be equal to, at infinity we don't know. At infinity and even at minus infinity also we don't know the values. Right? That will be equals to, we can write it here, the values of delta k for k equal to t for k non-zero. What is the value of delta k? Non-zero k के लिए delta k की वैल्यू क्या है? यहाँ पढ़ के तो बता सकते हैं. Hello. I'm talking with you all. There are 20 people. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for k non-zero, delta k is 0. For k non-zero. So for suppose if I consider except at k equal to 0, if I consider delta k is 0, then all values will be 0. Right? So the values will be like this. We'll start from minus infinity, then this value is k from minus infinity to minus 1. What is the value of this?
What do you think? From minus infinity to minus 1, what will be the value of this? I think you are not getting it. Okay, right here, k equal to minus infinity to k equal to minus 1. Delta k is equal to minus plus summation k varies from 0 to infinity, suppose what delta k is equal to minus. Now tell me, what is the value of delta k in this interval minus infinity to minus 1? What is the value of this delta k in the interval minus infinity to minus 1?
0.
0, right? So 0 into everything will be 0. So this negative summation will be 0. Right? And here when I write k equal to 0 there, then next term will be at k equal to 0 delta 0 z raised to 0 plus at k equal to 1 delta 1 z raised to minus 1 plus and so on. Am I right? So what is delta 0? What is delta at 0?
1.
1.
1.
What is delta at 1?
0.
Delta at 1 is 0, and further all terms will be 0. So that will be 0 plus delta 0 is 1. So that is only the non-zero term there. Z raised to 0 is 1. So 1 plus this is again 0 and everything is 0. Alright, so this summation will give 1. And that is the required Z transform. Z transform of delta of k. So this is universally true that Z transform of unit step function is always 1. Is this clear to everyone? Z transform of unit step function is 1. Everyone, please reply chat box if it is clear. If it is not clear, you can ask yourself. Let me repeat. This is the unit impulse function delta k, which gives the value k, which gives the value 1 for k 0, k equal to 0, and which gives the value 0 for k non. Okay. So we are finding the Z transform of this unit step function. Definition of Z transform: Z transform of f of k is infinite summation f of k z raised to minus. Right. So let us substitute f of k because f of k is equal to delta k. So that is why Z transform of delta k is this. But the delta k is defined in two parts, negative as well as positive part. That is why I have written this summation in two parts, negative and positive. Okay. But look at this, except k equal to 0, for all non-zero case, delta k is giving 0 value. So that is why for all negative values, negative case, delta k is giving 0 value. 0 into whatever the powers of z, all will be 0. That is why. Then when I vary k from 0 to infinity at k equal to 0, I get delta 0 z raised to. At k equal to 1, delta k z raised to minus 2 because z raised to minus k. Right? So when I substitute the values of delta k, delta 0 is, when k equal to 0, what is delta k? 1. So that is why delta 0 is 1. Delta 1 because k non-zero. For k non-zero, delta 1 will be delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, all will be. That is why all other terms will be. So only this will be non-zero, that is 1. 1 into the rest of delta. Right? So these are 0 terms and only one is non-zero, so sum will be 1. That is the Z transform unit impulse. Is this clear to everyone? Is there anyone who is having doubt in this? Next, standard function, that is unit step function. Unit step function. What is the definition of unit step function? Abhijit, Akshada, any one of you? Unit step function.
Hmm? Actually, the name of function is itself giving idea. Unit step function. That is a function, step function, whose value or magnitude is unit, and it means what? Definitely. Let us denote unit step function as a u of a, and which is, see, the unit step function will be like this. This is the graph of unit step. It is like a step, no? That is why it is called unit step function. Where the length or what we can say that. So how do we define it? U of k is 1. U of k is 0 for all k negative, and it is 1 for all k positive. That is unit step. You can compare this unit step function with the unit impulse function. What's the difference there? Yes.
Sir, then it is same like the step function we studied earlier. Like if it is 2.5, then it will jump down to 2. If it
Yes.
is, but it is for unit, like just for 1.
No, that you are talking about the greatest integer function.
Yeah,
Great.
right.
This is not the greatest integer function. It is just a unit step function. The graph of greatest integer function will be like this. Like this.
But that is also called like step function, no? But it is
That
not
is
for
step
unit
function.
step.
It is not called unit step function because the length or the width of the step can be anything. Right?
Yes.
So unit step function will be always defined, universally defined like this one, where the value of function will be 0 for negative part and will be 1 for positive. This is clear?
Yes.
Arya, the two definitions actually. There are again one more function which is called a floor function. This is greatest integer function.
Yes.
In
Yes.
x we can say, and the floor function. Floor function will be like denoted by like this. The value of the integer which
It
is
will
not
drop down. Yeah.
yes. So let us calculate the Z transform of this unit step function. Let us use the definition. Z transform of u of k will be equals to infinite summation of u of k z raised to minus k, k varies from minus infinity. So let us split the summation for negative as well as positive part. So k from minus infinity to k equals to minus 1 u of k plus z raised to minus k plus summation. What is for positive part? Limits are from 0 to infinity, right? Minus infinity to minus 1. See, what is our number line? We start from minus infinity, here somewhere 0, minus 1, 1, and so what we are doing? Minus infinity to minus 1, that is this part, and then further part. On the negative values. So, k equals to 0 to infinity. U of k is raised to minus k. Okay. That is equals to, what is u of k in the negative part? What is the value of u of k in the negative part? For negative part, u of k is 0, and for positive part, u of k is 1.
1.
So, Z transform of u of k v equals to, and write directly 0. Because 0 into taking power of z, and the sum will be plus summation k from 0 to infinity. For positive part, u of k is 1. So 1 into z raised to minus k. That is now that is the key. This is actually z raised to minus k from. For k equal to 0, z raised to 0. Plus for k equals to 1, z raised to minus. Plus for k equals to 2, z raised to minus 1 plus square. Can I write like this? Z raised to minus 2 को मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ within the laws of indices. Hello? Right? So, z raised to minus 1 का 3 plus minus 1. So, is it the geometric series now? Geometric series. Right? With the common ratio. What's the common ratio here?
z raised to minus 1. How do we get the common ratio? Next term upon the previous term.
By z.
Every time next term upon the previous term. Every time next term upon the previous term. If it is same, then that is a geometric series. If it is different, then that will not be a geometric series. Okay, so here this is geometric series with the common ratio z raised to minus 1. That means 1 by 2, right? So this will be convergent only for mod of that common ratio less than 1. This will not always convergent, remember. We are restricting it to the, what can we say, radius of convergence. This is called radius or region of convergence. Okay? And where will it converge? It will converge to its limit point. What is the limit point of geometric series? It is first term. What is the first term here? Z raised to 0 is 1. So what is the first term? 1 upon 1 minus common ratio, that is z raised to minus 1. Is this clear to everyone? Let us now simplify the expression. This will be z upon z minus 1 by taking LCM in the denominator, because z raised to minus 1 is 1 by z. 1 minus 1 by z is z minus 1 upon z. That upon z will go in the numerator. Z upon z minus 1. And this is in 1 upon z less than 1. So what is the region of convergence here? When I simplify this, that will be mod z. Is it visible? So, mod of 1 by z less than 1 is what? Mod z greater than 1. Is this clear? So this Z transform will exist only in this region. And what it represents?
See the,
Yes, sorry.
so we cannot see the right side part a bit.
So what it represents? Presents. It is not just the exterior part of circle. Right, extent of the circle. So this mod z, see, you have seen mod z equal to 1 क्या होता है? It is a unit circle, right? Mod z equal to 1 is a unit circle. If it is less than 1, then that will be interior, and if it is greater than 1, then that will be exterior. So this series or this z transform will exist only in the exterior. If you consider any point inside, the z transform will not exist. Remember. I hope the point is clear to everyone. So this is how, if you don't know one, if you are unable to recall the formulas directly, because see, no one is going to ask the proof of this z transform unit shape function or z transform of unit impulse function. We are directly going to use this. Okay, so we should be able to recall these formulas, and if it is not possible, then directly we can put them. Therefore, basic definition. So the main way to approach z transform is the basic definition. Any doubt, any question? Hello? Next function, z transform of a raised to k for k greater than or equal to 0 means this much just now. But we can z transform of a raised to k for k positive. Tell me, z transform of this is z upon z minus k for mod z greater than mod a. Please check. Now fourth one. That is also we have discussed in the last lecture. F of k is a raised to k for k negative. Z transform of a raised to k for k negative. Right? So how do we calculate it? It will be a summation. I'm directly writing now a raised to k plus z raised to minus k and k varies from negative. Negative means what? Minus infinity to minus 1. Equal to minus infinity to 1. But we don't know the value of this function at minus infinity.
So for our convenience, we are converting it into the positive case. So put k is equal to minus r or minus n, whatever. Okay. So let us get the limit of this r now. So for k and r. So for k is minus infinity, what will be r? Minus infinity equal to minus r means r minus infinity cancel, r will be infinity. Equals to minus 1, r will be 1. So this equals to summation a to the power k. K is minus r. So a is to minus r. That is to minus of minus r. That will be plus r. Because k is minus r. Minus of minus r will be plus r. Okay, and that r right now infinity to 1 means 1 to infinity. यहाँ तक clear सबको? Everyone already we have discussed it. So let us split the summation. That is a raised to minus 1 z to the power r. So I'm taking by laws of indices we can write that. I'm taking r instead, and that r range from 1 to infinity. Can you split now? At r is equal to 1, that will be a raised to minus 1 z. At r is equal to 2, that will be a raised to minus 1 z the whole square plus and so on. Is it a geometric series? It is a geometric series with a common ratio a raised to minus 1 z. That is z by a actually, because a raised to minus 1 is 1 upon a. So that is z by a. Right? So this is a geometric series, and that will converge to what? First term upon 1 minus common ratio. Fortunately, first term and common ratio is same. Please don't get confused. Okay. With this will converge only if what? Mod of common ratio, that is a raised to minus 1 z like that. This is very important, because except this, it will z transform will have no meaning. Remember, this is called a region of convergence. So when we simplify this expression, that will be z by a upon a minus z the whole by b, right? A will get cancelled, and here also z by a is z. So the final answer is z upon a minus z with mod z less than mod a. So remember, z transform a raised to k or k negative will be always this z upon a minus z as a formula. Okay? Should be able to recall this formula in online examination for GATE or your company examination like IES exam. In IES exam also the questions get asked from this. And this Z transform will exist only in the interior of the circle with radius mod g. Everyone, please do reply chat box if it is clear to you all. Everyone? Good. The next is that is also we have discussed already. I'm not going to discuss it now. Now further formulas directly I'm going to give you, because we are going to use those. No one is going to ask the question. So the next is say formula number. This formula. So Z transform sin A will be equals to Z sin A upon Z square minus 2Z cos A plus 1. This is the Z transform of sin AK. I'm directly giving the formula. But if somebody asks you the Z transform of sin 2K, then you should be able to recall this formula. and even Z transform of cos AK will be equals to Z into Z minus cos A upon Z square minus 2Z cos A plus 1. And both of these will be convergent in the region of convergence mod Z, in the region of convergence mod Z greater than 1. Let me check it once. Yeah, mod Z greater than 1. Both of these will be convergent mod Z greater than 1. Extend professor. Use it. Note down these formulas, these two formulas. You can ask your doubts if any. How do we prove these two formulas? Any one of you? In case, how do we prove these two formulas? See, we can write the exponential form of sine and cos, and that exponential form we can vary along with that. See, we all know the formula is that sine AK can be written as, how do we write sine AK can be written as e to the power, sine theta can be written as e raised to I theta minus e to the power minus I theta upon 2I, and cos theta will be plus, that is e raised to I AK plus e to the power minus I AK upon 2, not 2I. ठीक है? Why? Okay. Because actually, when how do we get these two formulas with the help of self expansion by Taylor's and Maclaurin self expansion? Because we all know that sine of theta can be written as in terms of self expansion. What is the expansion formula for sine theta? It is z theta minus theta cube upon 3 factorial plus theta raised to 5 upon 5 factorial minus and so on, and the similar formula for cos theta is 1 minus theta square upon 2 factorial plus theta raised to 4 upon 4 factorial minus and so on. When we multiply by I to sine and when we add these two, that is cos theta plus I sine theta, we are getting e to the power I theta. So that is why we are getting I to get the exponential, because we are trying to convert cos and sine in terms of exponential, and when we get this sine in terms of exponential because of I, that is why that I becomes the because there is no I here along with the cost. So, with the help of these two formulas in the basic definition of Z transform, what is the basic definition of Z transform? It is Z transform, say f of k, where f of k can be sin ak or cos ak, that will be equal to summation f of k z raised to minus k, and k that is from minus infinity. Actually, here for both of these, k will always be greater than or equal to 0. Always. So there will not be a question of negative I when we 0. Okay, I hope this is visible. And if you want to prove the Z transform of sin alpha k, then let's write here Z transform of sin alpha ak, that will be summation sin of ak raised to minus k, and that k varies from 0 to. So if you vary k, for k equal to 0, sin 0 is 0. For k equal to 1, sin a the whole, sorry, sin 2k, 2a, we are varying k. For k equal to 0, sin 0 is 0. For k equal to 1, sin a. For k equal to 2, sin 2a, sin 3a, and so on.
and that will be depends on value of a. That will not give in the formula. So how do we get when we substitute this in terms of exponential, and then we can split both the summations, which both this part and this part according to a, we will get the required exponential. Okay. So this is how we can prove both of these Z transforms, but that is not important for you. We are directly going to use this formula. Let's start. Is this clear to everyone? Please do reply in chat box if it is clear. The Z transforms of sine and cos. Any doubt? Any question from your side? Hello? I'm waiting for your replies in chat box. Very good. There are further two formulas are there. There is formula number 6, Z transform of hyperbolic sine AP, and Z transform of formula number 7, hyperbolic cos AP. In terms of exponential, no, there is actually. There is no either. Hyperbolic sine theta is equals to what? E to the power theta minus e to the power minus I theta, not I, minus theta upon 2, even not I there. I is also minus. And hyperbolic cos theta will be equals to plus, e raised to theta plus e raised to minus theta upon 2. Right? So these two are the formulas, and of these two formulas we can get the Z transforms of this. I'm directly giving you, see, whatever the formulas for general sine and cos, you just need to replace sine by normal sine by hyperbolic sine, normal cos by hyperbolic cos. Okay? So what the formula becomes? Z hyperbolic sine A upon Z square minus, I hope this is visible, Z square minus 2Z hyperbolic cos A plus 1 and Z transform hyperbolic cos will be equals to Z into Z minus hyperbolic cos A upon Z square minus 2Z hyperbolic cos A plus 1. Please don't get confused with normal sine and cos and hyperbolic sine and cos. Clear? There is only the difference between normal sine, hyperbolic sine, normal cos, hyperbolic cos, and one more difference, that is these two Z transforms exist in what is the ROC here? What is the region of convergence for this? Greater or less? Mod Z is greater, right? So here ROC is mod Z greater than 1, and here ROC is, for both of these, region of convergence ROC is mod Z must be greater than maximum of mod Z must be greater than maximum of e raised to mod of e raised to a and mod of e raised to minus a. दोनों में से जो मैक्सिमम होगा उससे mod Z बड़ा, that will be your radius, and extended to that your Z transform. This ROC mod Z must be greater than maximum of mod of e raised to a and mod of e raised to minus a. Hello. Am I clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So these are some important formulas. Few more formulas are there actually, but okay. I'll give you the list of those formulas in the next lecture. It's time, right? So please remember about tomorrow's, not tomorrow actually, yeah, tomorrow. We're going to have a lecture at 9, right? Second lecture. Stop recording.